What up, everybody? Welcome to the GMC Family Podclass. I'm Chris, Life and 2 follows me, Cool Guy P, as I normally introduce myself. This is my business partner, Mike.
How y'all doing?
Our other business partner, Rich, couldn't make it because he's making some power moves, as well as he's celebrating his birthday. His birthday's Sunday, but he's celebrating the day with his loved ones. So he really wanted to be here to meet you because he was really like, damn, I'm gonna miss out on this interview. But I was like, it's all good. We'll recap it, and then when we get to LA, we'll definitely introduce. But our guest for this podcast, let me run down this sister's resume. She was on the Voice of Reason radio show with Zoe Williams, as well as the 5150 show with Corey Holcomb. She's done interviews for Double XL Radio. She was a co-host on Afternoon Hype with Chucky Fresh, rest in power, as well as she had her own radio show called The Plug Radio. On top of being a special guest on All Def Digital, she's a music executive at former music executive at Record Plant Studios. She's a vice president for Girls Make Beats, which is an after-school program that teaches girls how to produce music. She is killing it. She's a partner in a skincare line called Miss Bloom. God damn it. And she's my cousin. Give it up for Miss Whitney Tabor. What is happening, cuz?
It's a long list right there, Miss Britt.
So like the dope part about it is like every sister that we've interviewed with doing this, their resume is extensive.
Yeah,
like it's dope.
Definitely
We've
crazy.
had girls.
I ain't trying to play it, baby. I ain't trying to play it.
We had a sister who owns a radio station, a sister who owns a production company. So you being a music executive as well as running your own brand of Miss Tabor. Man, it was like when we did this, the whole idea behind this was to highlight sisters who took a leap of faith.
Right.
Ultimately, like sisters who said, fuck it. I'm just going to do it and I'm going to gamble on myself, especially with it being Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Like we wanted to highlight sisters who are doing the damn thing and just, they ain't depending on nobody but themselves. So Whitney, thank you for coming and allowing us to highlight you.
Man, I'm excited to get into this conversation, and I ain't seen my cousin in a minute, so hey, cuz, how you doing? And I'm excited. Happy birthday, Ricky. You said his name, right?
Rich.
Happy birthday, bro. Turn up. Drink that water, boo.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man, I'm excited. Wow, I love that you just ran through everything, because I'm like, damn, I be forgetting sometimes.
When you're on the move, and you definitely forgetting, yup.
For sure. And again, me giving you your resume, like this is ultimately you letting your work speak for you.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's one of the things that we preach within our GMC courses, letting your work speak for you, banking on yourself, banking on God, and just going out and working.
Well, I think I love that. That's one thing I've noticed within women in mentorship that I do. We dim our light because it intimidates men usually. Again, I'm coming from a very male-dominated industry. So there were times where I'm like, you just ran through it, but I'm like, wow, I don't even know if some of that stuff's even on my resume, because when you have too much, sometimes it deters people or scares them away because they think that you're going to take over, you can do this. It's like, no, Black women, we just want to enhance everybody. We want to help everybody. We're nurturers. Every woman, honestly, don't have a better woman.
Sure, that's a fact.
But especially sisters, man, we know how to instantly come in and put some seasoning on some shit, and it's gonna be better, baby. Just trust us.
For sure.
We're gonna bring you with us if you can let that ego relax. So, man, I'm excited. Like I said, this is dope. This is so cool. And what did you call it? It's
a Podclass.
Podclass. That is Podclass in a minute. Watch next week. Coming soon. My own little Podclass. That's dope.
Definitely. So, man, let's get into it. So, my first question, or our first question, is, what made you decide to take a leap of faith and just gamble on yourself? Like, when was your fuck it moment?
Oh, wow. Hold on 1 second, muting that. My fuck it moment was, I mean, if we can, let's just get into it. I don't know how much time we got, but you know, a girl can talk. So
You got time. Go ahead. The platform is yours.
He was in college. In college, and I'm gonna probably give you guys 2 or 3 different fucking moments because they come and they will forever come throughout your entire life. So when they come, just jump on and ride. Just like don't even think about it. Just be like fuck it and go. Like really. The first one was college. I went to college in Seattle, Washington. So I grew up in Washington State, and as soon as I graduated, immediately to college. I played basketball my whole life, so my parents were like, don't even think about trying out for the team. I'd listen to them because you're there to learn. I was like, all right, you know what, you're right. I'm going to do school. And I was there for about 6 months and hopped on the basketball team. Now I'm hooping, I'm doing my thing. And I'm 20 years old. And or I don't know, how old am I? 19. I was 19, y'all. It was a little early. She ain't had a coffee yet. But my first fucking moment was when I was in school. My parents, I was always, athletic, creative, all of those things. And I think they saw that, but being parents, they kind of always, it's their job to want to make sure you're okay, even when they're gone. So, my dad and my bonus mom, they were like, they saw me kind of leaning more towards the creative arts, but they were like, nursing, there's always sick people in the world. If you just went to school to be a nurse real quick, you could be a traveling nurse and make, $150K and travel and do your thing. And I'm like, damn, that sounds great. Except you got to go to school to do all that. And I don't really, I was like,
right.
The first fucking moment was really dope to me because again, my bonus mom, Lori, she just passed away. So RIP, mom told me straight up, like, she just saw it and she said, hey, if you don't want to go to school or you're going to school for what you don't want to go because of us, know that we're always going to be proud of you no matter what you do.
Right.
Mhm.
But I went to school for what my parents taught, and she was an accountant. She went to school for accounting, even though she wanted to be a writer, So she straight up told me, she said, you know what? I did everything that my parents wanted me to do. And don't get it twisted. I make really great money and it helps take care of y'all. I'm happy for that. But I really wish I would have followed my dream and wrote. Mm-hmm. So she straight up like gave me the permission, like, don't do this for us. You're good regardless. We love you. And that was like well, fuck it. I'm dropping the fuck out of college and I'm Gucci. So left school, started bartending, started just like hustling, just like I work at a daycare, I was a preschool teacher, I was bartending, still gonna go back to school, but didn't really know what was going on. During that time though, the next fuck it, and I think that the journey, the start of this journey that I'm still on with California and LA and all of that, really came from heartbreak. I don't think people give life lessons enough credit when it comes to helping you find your passion and your purpose. Mm-hmm. So I didn't go to school. I didn't figure something out like, I didn't study how much money or anything like that. It was literally just met a guy, started dating a guy at 23 asked me to marry him. I said, fuck it. So I guess it's the second bucket for the story. Let's go. So get married. He's in the Marine Corps. He joined the Marines.
Oh yeah.
So I literally said, fuck it. Moved out of the state for the first time. Quit all my jobs. Quit school. Packed up everything I owned and moved across the country and lived on a Marine Corps base for 10 months, right? And that didn't work out so well, y'all. I'm just gonna let you know that sis ain't married no more. We're not about 7 months in, shit happens. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Try to like thug it out, you know. This is a marriage, it's not just dating. So I tried my hardest. I tried everything. And then finally one day I woke up and I looked in the mirror. Because again, I think people, when it comes to people, I feel like I'm a good reader of people and study. I like to study people. I woke up one day being like, man, I looked in the mirror and I said, wow, I do not recognize this person. I don't like this person. I don't know.
Wow.
So you just like, look, I just one day, but every day I was waking up trying to help my partner. I thought that was what, you know, we're told to do, like pour into your partner and they'll pour back into you and then we have an even keel, but it wasn't being reciprocated. And I was going crazy, just like, what do I gotta do? This is crazy. So yeah, one day I literally just like looked in the mirror and I just remember really like actively looking at myself and being like, you're not happy. Like you are not a happy person. Like you're pretending and it looks cute, but this isn't it, you know? And I called my mom and said, hey, can I borrow $100? Because I'm coming home. And she was like, cool. Flew back to Seattle and it was probably the most, and it was right when fall hit. So October of, I think 2009. It don't matter. Went back to Seattle, super depressed, had no idea what I wanted to do, have all these people, we told you so, we told you so, we told you so. And it's just like the way others, words are real powerful, y'all. And I'm just saying, if you're listening to this podcast, Podclass, be mindful of your words when it comes to others because you have no idea what they're really going through. So 24-year-old, I dropped out of school. I dropped everything for this and I just failed. So I didn't know what to do. And my parents are like, you're an adult. So we're here, but we can't fix this for you. So I had to make the decision. I'm going to get divorced, start the process. And during that time, you know, I'm doing a lot of reading. I'm doing a lot of reflecting on myself. I'm just trying to find my own happiness and inner happiness and really what it is, what's next? What is next for me? Because Seattle didn't feel, I was like, I'm good. I'm over it. Like the little shitty ass town I was in was also not it either. So I'm like, cool, I don't know what is next. So the big fuck it, I think what we're looking for was that moment of, okay, bet on yourself. I got this. You know, and it wasn't that confident then. It was kind of like, fuck. I remember talking to my best friend, Chanel, and I called her and I just said, yeah, I got a divorce, dude. And I said, I think God is telling me I'm not supposed to be a 23-year-old housewife. There's something that I got to do. I have no idea what it is, but I think I need to have fun because I haven't had any fun. And I went to, and it was, you know, it's crazy. I was 24 and again, I married, that's the third person I ever dated. So I married the third person I ever dated.
Wow.
And I just picked 2 cities. This is how random, like I'm really, I'm no bullshit over here. They call me the Realionaires on the show. Yep. It's like, I will keep it real, even if it's whack, I'm gonna tell y'all. So I picked 2 cities that looked like fun, and I have never even visited either of these cities in my life. And I said Los Angeles or Miami, wherever I get a job first. Now, again, I'm not telling y'all just to say fuck it and just, you know, I'm going to Vegas. Like, no. Have a plan. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have an actual plan because you got to always bet on yourself. So I said, wherever I get a job first. And I told my best friend, I said, Miami or LA, wherever I get a job. She was like, oh, you know, I know. Again, another example of Black women always pouring and making shit better than it was. Told my best friend, she goes, oh, okay, well, I know somebody down there in LA, me being prideful, right? This is like another lesson that I'm just going to tell y'all. Closed mouths don't get fed. So just when you accept help, and you're not weak because you accept help, because we all need help. But I had that mentality when I was younger of, I don't need nobody to help me, bitch. I got it. Ooh, can I cuss? Oh my gosh. Anyway,
go ahead.
Look, I'm like, ooh. So it's a term over there. So I was like, I don't need nobody's help. You know, I got this. I'm gonna grind until I can afford it, and I'm gonna pull up and I'm gonna kill it. She said, girl, shut your ass up. She called her friend that worked down here. And my story when it comes to LA, and it's hard to tell people because I think a lot of people think that this is going to happen to them. But I tell you, I won the lottery when it comes to just the blessings that have shown up in my life. I really feel that way every single day. I'm thankful and I'm grateful because it's just like this. My life is amazing. Even when it's shitty, it's amazing. So the woman, she asked about, hey, you know, my friend's looking to move down there. If you hear of any job openings, you know, she's down for whatever. Oh my God. Can you guys still hear me? Speaking of that,
good.
Are we still on?
Yeah, we good. We good.
We still rolling.
Do this now. All right, Zoom. I can't see y'all, so I'm like.
We can see you. We can see you and hear you.
Look, I'm making all kinds of faces like, how the fuck? Zoom be getting me messed up sometimes. Look, okay, let's see.
I'll edit it. It's all
Here
good.
we go. We back. Chanel's time. I might have to just call her and be like, girl, I'm on the phone. So damn, where was we? So
getting a job in LA.
Yes. So the woman that she spoke to was like, oh yeah, you know, she had worked at a recording studio, really iconic recording studio, and then became an assistant to a really, really dope vocal producer who is like an icon in his own realm. And he was vocal producing Rihanna at the time, and they liked the way that the girl was working. So they asked her, do you know of anybody else?
Wow.
You know? And she said to them, I have two people. I got the super dope fun one, and this girl who graduated from all these colleges, and you know, she's all resumed up. They said, we want the super dope fun one. Right.
Nice.
Y'all, that was me. But I didn't just get a job working for Rihanna because I'm super dope and fun. Sent my resume, did my due diligence, interviewed over Skype. There was 5 other people. They told me there was 5 other people that they're interviewing. And I'm up in my grandma's house in Seattle. Like, 1, I don't know what a creative director does. 2, I've never executive assisted anybody. I ain't really even assisted anybody. So I'm kind of winging it, actually, like 1,000%, not even kinda. I'm literally like, I have no idea what this job entails, what I'm supposed to do, but I'm just gonna figure it out. So yeah, I interviewed, they offered me the position. I then said, well, shit, all of my belongings are in South Carolina, including car, everything I own, except the 1 suitcase I brought. So they said, when can you start? I said, give me 2 weeks. Took everything out of my account, bought 2 plane tickets for me and a friend of mine, went back to my house, loaded. Basically, I had to make a choice, and it was just like, take everything you own and put it in 1 room, and whatever fits in your Volkswagen Jetta, that's what you got. And figure it out. So I went there, not to mention ex-husband, like, he luckily wasn't even around, so we were there for about 3 or 4 days. I threw a bunch of shit in the car, left the front seat open for me and my homegirl, and we drove across the country in 3.5 days, which is like insane. Do not do that, by the way. It takes 5 days. It took me 5 days when I moved there. Don't try that at home, kids. I'm just trying to tell you.
Right.
We had these illegal Red Bull type things. Anyway, it's a time. What is this? They're like, only drink half of it because it will like explode your heart. But yeah, I pulled up to LA probably around like 11 or midnight on a Sunday and moved in with a complete stranger in a city I'd never been to. Took a job I'd never heard of, working for the biggest superstar in the world at the time. So the time period when I was working for Rihanna's team was like only girl in the world, red hair Rihanna. I always say the red hair Rihanna when she was like, wow.
That was post Chris Brown, right?
Yes. Yeah. Post Chris Brown was when she went, like, she is, it was wild. It was crazy. It was still to this day, the hardest job that I've ever had in my life. But I learned so much. I mean, I used to cry every Sunday because I had to go to the office on Monday. Like, it was hard. It was, I'm going through a divorce. I'm completely by myself. I don't have any friends. Because I'm like swamped with work and I'm learning as I go, I'm not like, I'm not going out. I'm not hanging out. I'm not doing nothing. I'm like so focused with like block everything out and don't fuck this up because you just got to focus. And it was almost like a defense mechanism too. I think for myself, because the heartbreak was too much to deal with, it was like, well, you know what? Dive into work.
Absolutely.
Dive into work until you can catch a breath and then figure it out, So that was the fuck it part. That was the fuck it that got me to LA.
Sure.
I worked for Ree for her team about 8 or 9 months, and I thought another life lesson. I could just drop a bunch of gems on y'all if I can, of what not to do, or even do it better than I did. I figured, hey, I just worked for Rihanna, bro. Like, she is like the person. Like, she is like everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be able to walk in any label. I can walk into anywhere and get a job because, I just work for like the most lit superstar in the world. So I quit. I quit my job. I saved 6 months worth of my rent, put it aside. I said, all right, let me go find something else. But I quit my job before I had a job. Dad also told me never do that.
Right.
Never do that again. But left that job. But during that time frame, I actually visited a recording studio, the record plant, and really just liked the vibe. My fuck it moment, to sum it all up, is following happiness. Like, I tell people all the time, I tell the girls that I mentor, there's no amount of money and there's no amount of opportunity that can ever stop your blessings when you follow your happiness. And I might take a pay cut, but because I'm happier, I'm going to receive more, and it may come in different forms. It may not be financial, it may not be this, but like, my mental is better.
Absolutely.
I'm healthier. I have time to work out, like, there's all of these things. Hell, y'all. Blowing me up, I'm out here. But that was the fuck it moment. That was the you know what, I got this. I have to. Again, I think there comes a time where you stop and say, okay, like, fuck it, I got this. But then there's also the fuck it, I have to get it. And I think Black women, we're always in that space. We always have to get it because we can't. Who else is gonna pick it up?
Right.
We gotta get it. We have to keep going. We have to do it. So, I got a part-time job working at that studio. After about 6 months of catering, I was trying to get bartending jobs. I was nannying. I was going to do extra stuff. Like, I was like, cool. I've never acted a day in my life, but I'm in LA. This is where they do it. Cool. Got on a website, put a couple pictures up. Started just going to random auditions. Like,
yeah, I remember seeing you on I forgot what show it was on the CW.
I know.
Told us about it on Facebook, and I'm like, I went and watched it, and I'll be damned, it was the very last scene, and I saw, like, yo, that's my cuz, and I'm gonna tell you that that moment was the moment I decided that I wanted to go to LA for my birthday.
Oh, lit.
Yeah, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that later. I want you to finish the story.
Was the first audition that I ever went to. I booked the role. I had no idea what I was doing, but I was just like, have fun, man.
Right.
Like, be happy and have fun. Those are the two first things that I always look for in any opportunity, anything. Like, cool, does this person rub me the wrong way? Do I like the way that they're doing or moving? I like the way I feel when I'm around this person. Like, that is a very critical part to success. And I don't think people talk about it. It's always focused on money. It's always focused on credentials or what you've done. But no, like, how you feel means like so much more, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, like, trust me, auntie, I'm an auntie-ish. So I'm auntie-ish. So I'm just letting you know, I got some years. And that's really what it is. But I started working there, just grinding.
Mm-hmm.
People were like, "Yo, when do you sleep? You're always involved in everything." Because again, during that time period is when I fell into radio, fell in love with radio. I'm like, damn, I didn't even know. And that was Chris. That was a Chris alley-oop. Chris came. I remember what I told Chris. I said, "Do not come out here
Without a plan.
without a job." This fool came out without a job, but he did his thing.
I had 5 interviews lined up, but none of them fell through. But we'll talk about that later.
That's what people I don't think get when they see the opportunity when it is LA. But like I said, I told the Rihanna story just to show you, like, you can have the dopest resume, you can be the dopest wherever you are. Mm-hmm. But when you get thrown into this with all the shark we have, this is the big ocean, you know. Mm-hmm. 2,000 people move here every single day to do that one job that you are the best in your city. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? People don't think like that. Like, right. So there's always somebody more qualified. There's always somebody more hungry. There's always going to be that. So you do have to bet on yourself. It's just blind faith. And just know, like, egoically, like, never stunt your own growth by thinking that you already hit a peak and you don't have to go backwards. Quarantine got everybody going backwards now.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What can we figure out now? How are your connections lined up? How is your network moving? Like, how have you treated people? You know what I mean? Like, those things actually really matter, because at the end of the day, we're all sitting at home for a whole entire year trying to figure it out. But did you build solid? Were you real? Were you fake? Like, it really matters. And I think that's something that I pride myself on, is always, if I can't do something, I'm gonna tell you. Mm-hmm. Daddy always said the worst thing that they're gonna say is no.
Right. So real quick, you were talking about, like, especially with with COVID happening, everybody just kind of being stopped. Along your journey from when you moved to LA to where you are, what were some of the roadblocks that you came across, and how did you get through them?
Oh my goodness. I mean, one, being this color. But being Black is hard. We get it. Y'all get it. It's not a crutch, though. I never use it as a crutch.
That's good.
Never use it as a crutch. I'm like, okay, I look at it as an advantage. I'm sorry. Like, I can go in and do anything, and it's always better.
No, that's a fact. We the creators for real.
No shade to any other shade, but I really do feel that way. Like, I mean, look at everything that Black people contribute to the world. Just having that mindset of, like, okay, well, I shot my first TV show pilot last year. Did I know how to shoot a fucking TV show? Absolutely not. Was it fire? Absolutely. You know what I mean? Just trying, doing it, adjusting. Some of the roadblocks, I mean, quitting my job when I shouldn't have. Gosh, man, a lot of roadblocks. Not being able to find a job. I bartended for 10 years. And still couldn't get a bartending gig. Wow. For like a good 3 or 4 years after I moved here. Like, it took a minute. So, you know, not having the money to actually live so you can focus on happiness. People, I think, well, like I said, for females and for women, we all talk about the male-dominated industries. But it's real. It's not a cop-out, and it's not bullshit. Men do get really intimidated by me. Dating, business, my brothers, look, ooh.
Travis is a damn bodybuilder. I like when y'all came to Philly, and like before his wedding, I'm like, yo, I'm scared of you, man. I mean,
he stays with the way, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I mean, there's I think a lot of the like real roadblocks when it comes to like getting into the entertainment industry is who to bet on and who not to bet on. So always bet on yourself.
Right.
So have an idea, have a thought, have a plan. Know that you will need other people, but don't take too much time waiting for others to make your dream or your business or whatever it is happen. I think I've done that a lot. I still do it. I still struggle with these things. I bank on everybody else too much. and listening to what people say is also like grain of salt, baby, grain of salt. Like actions over words. So a lot of roadblocks came with, people wanting favors. Oh my gosh. Like, I don't know.
Question, but go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say that's one of the craziest, I think, roadblocks is your train is stopped because this guy says, "Oh, wait a minute, help me." And then well, man, hold on, I gotta get around you because I was focused, I was on my path, and sometimes it's hard to even navigate through those types of things. It's a very tricky and sticky like line of, am I being too focused on mine to where I'm not pulling and helping others? Because that's again, I think that's another reason why I've been so successful is I always try to help.
Right.
To the point where sometimes I help everybody else so much that I don't do my own thing. That is the biggest, I think, roadblock that I personally have faced. But knowing yourself and checking yourself is a must in this game.
Right.
Right. So for me to be like, oh, okay, I'm trying to help, GMC. I'm trying to get these guys, help them with whatever they got, to the point where I'm like, oh, this is fire. Ooh, let's just keep building. And then I'm like, y'all are out, y'all running in the races. And I'm like, okay, bye. You know what I mean? Like, that is
square one. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it to me, it'll always come back. And I feel like the more if you think about it like this, like my karma bank account is crazy. I don't have favors. I'm pretty self-sufficient. I kind of do my own thing. I got my 3 or 4 people that I go to when I really need to ask for help. But like, why not help somebody else get to where you are, where they're going? Because it will come back, and you don't know. So try not to focus so much on what do I get out of it.
Right.
I never ask that, honestly, to the point where I don't ask it so much. I don't ask it so much that I usually get kind of like, damn, I just got kind of burned. I think I just hooked them all the way up, made their shit pop. But I never stopped and said, cool. The awkward conversation of, all right, cool, I'm going to do this and help you, but how is this benefiting me? Right. I think a lot of people, men and women, do not ask for what they actually deserve. And I think our people are really, really bad at it. And it's just retraining our brains, y'all. Like it's really that simple. It's just like, you do deserve this. This person is getting this. And then we have the information. So research, like, I'm about to start, doing the job search thing. So I'm searching how much money does, a studio manager make in Los Angeles, not the country, but in my actual field. I can do that. I can pick this phone up and Google and say, well, dang, I was going to ask for $50K, but they make 80. Don't underprice yourself, but don't overprice yourself.
Sell yourself short. Absolutely.
But definitely, I think another roadblock is like I said, being too greedy and speaking out of turn without knowing the facts, and then not being confident in your space. Right. Not being confident is a crazy one.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff with that.
Yeah, but the one of the main roadblocks that I think you said we were going to chop it up about, people asking for favors or help or put me on.
That's what I was going to go to. Like, how many people or what type of people, like with everything that you've done, from the radio shows to All Def Digital, Girls Make Beats, the record plant, how many people hit you up like, yo, cuz I need some studio time, man, blah, 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 blah. Or, yo, could you hook me up with so-and-so at All Def Digital?
Let me get it for the low.
You know what I mean?
Get it for the low.
And I do everything. I help with money, like building. If you need to build some stuff, I know the people. So my Rolodex, again, I think your network is your net worth.
This is true.
I'm really starting to see how important and how real that is, with the amazing relationships that I've continued to cultivate in my career. I literally get DMs, tweets, texts, phone calls, people reaching out to other people through them because she hangs out with this homegirl. They started to buddy up with my friend. To then she's like, oh, you know, this person needs help with. I'm like, dang, they went around because I still haven't, you know, every day. I get that every single day. It's insane. It's actually like, I remember chatting with somebody about it being like, I was in, there's a new app that's going, it's beta testing right now called Clubhouse, that a lot of people are on in our industry, music and tech. And it's basically just chatting. I'll hit you guys to it in a minute because you have to be invited to it. So I'm going to see if I can get some passes and get you guys in. But it's basically live chat rooms where it's voice notes, it's voice. So it's pretty much like a live podcast, but there could be like listener. Anyway, I'm pitching this whole thing. I'm trying to tell you. I was on there having a conversation with a bunch of people. We were talking about The Marathon Continues, you know, Nipsey, and music and how things are. And there was a lot, like I was on there, there's vice president of Sony, there's all these people, and we're all kind of just sharing our gems and our knowledge. And then there's a couple people who were trying to ask a question about like, how do I get put on, or how do I do this? And one of the ladies in there like hit the nail on it, and she was just like, this young, and I'm not trying to generation bash at all, love some Gen Zers and millennials or whatever it is. You got to do the work. And I don't think a lot of people are doing enough work to learn, because it's not in the title that you gain knowledge, it's in the journey. So if I wasn't broke, having to, you know, bartend and hustle and do this and do that, I wouldn't be as good with people as I am. You know, it's all the way out the way you think about things. So people aren't working hard enough. Nobody's working hard enough because, again, it's they want the instant gratification of the reward and not, you know.
They're living for the now.
You're living for the now, exactly.
Living for the now.
Right? Like, I look amazing. Like, oh, everybody, you're living your best life on Instagram, which y'all didn't see when I was an intern for 7 years.
Right.
I was an intern at that studio, working part-time, working 3 other jobs for 7 years before I became studio manager, blah, 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 da, 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 vice president. It didn't just, girl put her resume in, I think I should run a studio. That's not how it works.
Right.
Now, I remember when I was crashing with you, is when I first moved out there. It was like you would come home at like 7 a.m, but gotta be at the studio at 9. And then from 9 all the way until like 10 o'clock, you come home, rest for a minute, shower up, then you gotta go bartend. And then it was just like, yo, she's never home.
Man,
but that's the grind.
And that's the grind, like, again, and it can't stop.
Absolutely.
As I won't stop, like, it really is. And even like during quarantine, people have been like, you've been everywhere. And I'm like, I don't feel like I've been, this is low speed. Y'all better catch up. Right. You know what I mean? This is low speed. And I've really been just focusing more so on my mental health and my physical health during this quarantine. Like, I have ideas. I got all kinds of stuff. I started a production company. I got music stuff. I got a lot going on that I'm slowly getting ready for. But I haven't even started to try yet. So I'm like, I'll go ahead. I'm letting you guys run first, but I'm going to come, you know, it's going to happen. But you have to grind, y'all. And I mean, one thing about this, and one thing that I'm learning, and I think that 2020 is teaching me as well, is, again, friends of mine are like, when are you home? And I'm like, I have a suitcase right over here. I'm about to leave next week, and I'm gonna come back for a couple weeks, and then I'm gonna go do this. And you know what I mean? Like, we're here for a short time and not a long time, but I learned so much through experiences. So I need to experience life.
Right.
For sure.
We're always learning. So again, you don't think like, oh, hopping on a flight during a pandemic, you're not going to learn anything that's going to help you in your music career, but you never know. You might run in or meet somebody who needs to be in your life or your path. So be safe, but then also, like, don't be so scared of your own success that you box yourself in.
That's good.
Like, for me, I pride myself on being a people person, and I know a lot of people, and I never put them in a, like, this is what I'm gonna be your friend for. Like, no, I'm just gonna be cool with you, and whatever. If we're supposed to do some business together, it'll show itself. And if we're not, cool. And if you are a good time, it's a good time. If you're not, I'm gonna remove you. Like, it's really that simple. And I think people don't understand that. Like, you don't gotta meet somebody and the first thing you do. And I think we were talking about it, like I said, we were talking about it in that chat room the other day, where people were like, well, how do I ask about mentorship? How do I do this without like bothering people or annoying people? Don't ask for, like, don't show up with your hand out.
Gotta come with something.
See how you can add value to somebody else for them to want to slow down and say, oh, okay. It's like dating. You gotta like show, why are you different? Why would I want to wife you? Why would I want to make you my husband? Show me something that's different. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So when people are trying to be mentored or things like that, that's what I say. Don't worry about what it is that you really want, because people will tell you too. People will tell you exactly what it is that, like, we all get those texts. Hey, what's up, bro? Oh, it's been a minute. How you doing? Cool. How's the fam? Good. Hey, so I get a hey, can you send
That's the classic one right there.
Yeah, can you send this to Chris Brown for me? Can you do what? What? Wait,
No.
what? But if you were to change your approach, you might have a better, it's like you catch better bees with honey. You know what I mean? Like, that's something that I like to explain to the younger generation, or the younger people who are looking, and you don't need anybody else.
Sure.
I feel like the word mentorship, and I'm glad that it's like a thing now. I feel like us as people are starting to share information, because that's the only way that we're going to grow. Yes, the internet, but there's a lot of bullshit on the internet. I see it every day. You can watch it on my Instagram, because I'm probably gonna repost that shit. But there's a lot of false information out there as well as real, but you have to actually be solid with your own, even just like, this is far-fetched, this is crazy. Like, you have to even just be okay with understanding that you have all the knowledge here to do anything. So you don't really even need, like, the internet is a tool. Use it, but don't let it be the end all be all. That's not your brain. You know what I mean? Because that's what we do, and it's gonna be a little real weird when we all start turning into robots and shit.
So I wanted to ask you, you're talking about mentorship. What was the type of mentorship and guidance that you had, like, from, again, moving to LA all the way up until now?
Right.
You know what's crazy, right? If you look back at your life and you kind of peep game, you see, because again, mentorship and all that, having actual legit mentors that I called to like talk through stuff with, I didn't have that. I didn't know I needed that. No one's like, hey, you're in business now, you need to go find some business mentors. Like, that's not something that people do. And until about 3 or 4 years ago, it really wasn't a word that was this used in everything. But then I stopped when I did get mentors. And then I looked and I said, well, who were my mentors before I knew what a mentor was? Because they were still there.
Right. Right.
That's good.
So first, my dad, my mom, my parents, my grandma, like all of the people that guide you. That's what a mentor is supposed to do, is guide you. They're not supposed to do the work for you. That's an intern. You gotta have a mentor who kind of guides you. So whether they're actually like, here, read this book, or they're just doing them. You have mentors all around you. It's just, you got to open your eyes and see them. So my dad, I think was the strongest in high school that I like remember. Like, I would remember specific things. My oldest brother, DJ, always like, look at the people that you call when you're kind of in crisis or you don't really know. Those are going to be your mentors. So my oldest brother, my mom, my best friend mentors me. Like, we mentor each other. We pour into each other. But yeah, my dad, the one thing my dad always said, confidence is it. You have children, if you're listening, pour confidence into them. Do not belittle them. Do not tell them when, like, yes, obviously, you know, correct them if they're wrong, but don't do it in a way that it shames them, because that is going to leave a lasting effect on the way that they do business or they work for the rest of their lives. And it's going to pour into relationships, business and romantic. So, you know, the way we negatively talk to children, we got to switch that. Because again, my dad did a great job with, when I would come home and I failed a math test. I remember this specifically because I hate math. Except my dad reminded me, he said, I'm not good at this. I can't do this. I can't. And he said, he had this one line, this one was always, "You're a Tabor, damn it. Like, you are the shit."
Absolutely.
Shout out to Pops.
The way he said it, like, "You're a Tabor, damn it. Like, I'm like 12. He's like, go ahead and cry real quick, but you know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You are that bitch. Right?
Don, man.
Pops.
Absolutely.
Pops, that was the one that I would be like, when he would say that, I was like, it just instilled this, like, my shoulders popped back up. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I forgot for a second, but I'm back. Yeah, I got this. And when it was like overcoming, and you don't gotta be, my dad he didn't go to college, he didn't do any of that. He had 3 kids to raise, and he worked his ass off. He would also say this, I couldn't do the math, and I kept saying, I'm not good at it, I'm not good at math. And he said, "Do you like money?" I said, "Yeah." I thought he was gonna give me some money. I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, that's math. Money is math. You're real good at money, so you know math. So get that shit out of your head and remember who you are." And that was it. It was like, dang. So that mentorship right then and there now trickled down. Like, you do not know the effects of what it is that you're going through, when it's gonna actually come back, and you either learn or you read or you're gonna do it again.
You're gonna do it again, absolutely.
And now, you know, I have another mentor from when I was in middle school, Miss Grimes. I still talk to her. I talked to her literally a year ago on Facebook. She was like, I think I posted something, you know, I like to be transparent with my moods and how I'm feeling, because I don't want everybody to only see the happiness. Mm-hmm. But hey, I was going through it. I was going through it mentally. I was like, you know, grieving. Mm-hmm. And she hopped in my little DMs and was like, "You have always been a leader." She used to take me to leadership camp. You know what I mean? Like, you have them all around you. It's like angels, you know what I mean? Like, they're literally all around, just there to pour into you. But then I got specific. Like, I'm like, oh, okay, I want to learn about money management. So my mentor, Marilyn, she is was former head of financial, urban financials for Merrill Lynch, like the biggest bank in the world. Like, boss. She's there 25 years or some wild, like, I was like, oh, I told her, I want you to mentor me. I am not good with money. I mean, I like it. I'm good at making it. I'm also very good at spending it. So I need you. She was like, cool, whatever you need. Like, then it was business. Okay, you know what? I need to brush up. So it's just, mentorship is a very necessary tool. And I think it helps with also bringing people back down to earth. I do not think people understand how important it is for them to stay humble. Sure. Staying humble and staying cool and not getting your head all inflated and big and thinking that you learned it all and you got it all, because the second you do, you don't know shit. And also, everything's changing always. Right. The way business is done is changing. I don't get emails, I get texts. I don't get texts, I get DMs. You know, this is a very different world, and we're learning as we go. So the second you feel like you learned it all, that's when that young cat in the DMs is gonna pass you, and you're gonna think, but I'm the vice president, I am the CEO, I am this. Okay, well, keep saying that over here while they're running around you.
Gotta move with the times.
Gotta be humble, man.
So before I ask the last question, again, I want to give you your flowers. I alluded to this earlier, but like, you were half of the motivation for me to move to LA. Like, again, when I saw you on TV, it was like, damn, if she can do it, so can I. But I want to be behind the scenes.
Right.
So I came out for my birthday, my 25th birthday. It was probably the best birthday I've ever had compared to last year with my girlfriend. But being out there, I had a friend that we grew up with, my homie Sam. He came over to the crib. One of the things he told me was like, yo, man, I'm looking forward to seeing you back out here. And I'm like, all right, Philly's my home and blah, 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 blah. But the whole week I was out there with you, everybody's hitting me up. Uncles, yo, man, I really think LA's a city for you for what you do. It's very progressive, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, Philly's my home. I'm comfortable here. So I go back and I'll be damned. The next day I go to work, I work for 2 hours and I get fired. So I looked at it as a sign from God, like, all right, maybe I need to do this LA thing. So went online and when I came back out there, I had 5 interviews lined up. Didn't get none of them. Didn't get none of them. But at the same time, like I went and saw a play sister of mine in Camarillo. And she was like, look, that was the bait to get you out here. I got an extra room up here if you need to crash. Right. Look, you got it. So it's like, okay, yeah, so this is definitely God. But saying all of that to say, the way you grind and the way you hustle, it was like, that was my motivation while I was out there. It was like, if she can do it, again, so can I. Right. I just got to figure out a way to create a lane for myself the way you did. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, my last question, or our last question is, when it's all said and done, what type of mark do you want to leave within the music industry? From Girls Make Beats, record playing, everything that you've done. What type of mark do you want to leave?
I mean, well, it's kind of like what your story was. That's the mark that I like hearing. I don't like, because again, I'm doing me. Whether it gets better or worse, I'm very content and I'm very happy and I'm very thankful for everything that I have and what's coming and what's leaving. The mark that I want to leave is I want people to see me living so authentically in myself and doing me that it makes them want to do them. Because I think a lot of us as our people, I need to stop saying also, by the way, like whose man's is this? I feel like when I live authentically through myself, it empowers others, men, women, kids, everybody, right, to just do them more. Like I really do. I think a lot of ideas, a lot of life-changing, just products and companies and things are trapped inside of our minds. Mm-hmm. Young Black people, because we're so scared to move authentically because of the rules of the game.
For sure.
So for me, it's honestly just to be happy and then inspire as many people that look like me to feel like they deserve everything. And then they go and get it. Because that's what I did. I was so miserable. I was so sad. I didn't know what to do with my life. And I said, cool, well, this sucks and this doesn't feel good. So let me try the opposite and just jump. And sometimes you gotta jump. You gotta jump. Make sure there's a trampoline under your feet or a job or a backup plan. But I mean, you don't need permission to be happy. You don't need permission to win. And you don't need that. And yes, there's rules to each game, but just create your own game. Create your own rules.
Oh, there you go.
For me, that's really what it is. And also too, like I really feel like as far as when I came into the Mix with Girls Make Beats, that's when I think my passion and purpose collided. Because I also, even when I was struggling in LA, I always found time to pour back into others, even if I didn't have it. Like I remember being fired from the bar, crashed my car, barely can pay my rent, so I had to find a little roommate, like crazy, just wild, like, oh my gosh, some of the hardship, I didn't get specific, but those are things that happen, like, and the one thing that made me feel better, I would go through my clothes, get a garbage bag, fill it up, go grab some stuff from my friends, and I would go to Skid Row and I would help feed and clothe the homeless. And it literally, and I'm over here like, wow, you cried all morning because you don't have food in your fridge right now. Damn, you just got fired yesterday. I have nothing to do. I've been trying to find a job. I don't know what else to do. Let me just go give. Let me give. Because I feel better after I do that. Even though I'm coming right back home to all those problems, still don't got no food, don't have a job, don't got a car, any of that. Nope, you know what? For that 2 hours that I helped feed and see the way that it's always could be worse,
Right.
it refueled my gratitude tank to be like, you know what? You're good and keep going. You're good, keep going. You're helping. You have to keep going because others depend on you. And the more that you're solid, I can give more. That's really it. Like, I want to be wealthy so I can give more.
Yeah.
I want to be wealthy so I can, knowledge wealth. I want to be more in tune and I want to be more aligned and I want to go through things so I can then teach my friends how to go through things.
Yes, yeah.
I'm like an online coach, low key. Like, it's crazy. I've had people want me to mentor them, but like spiritually, right? And I'm like, I don't do that. Like, that's not my thing. And then I start just, you know what? They tell me what they got going on or something hard is happening. And then I just start sending them motivational memes, funny stuff. Laughing is amazing.
Yes, it's the medicine for the soul.
Smile more. Like, don't be so hard on yourself, y'all.
Right.
Really don't be so hard on yourself. Because at the end of the day, the worst thing that they can say is no. And if you don't like something, you can always change it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I don't know, one more like tidbit to like keep it going, but it feels so good when you turn around and you're like, your girl did that. You did that. I did that. I can do it.
Embracing your accomplishments. Yeah, for sure.
I was like, yo, and that was just the little chunks, like the little in-betweens, the this is the that. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. So yeah, the mark I want to leave is I want to show people how to just live better, live life, man. Like, and
for
if
sure.
it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If you live in that space, if you live in that mindset, everything will always be good. Like, it's all good. Like my number one, Ashanti. Ashanti is one of the co-hosts from The Voice of Reason, like my sis.
Oh, I'm thinking about the singer, but yeah, shout out to Ashanti for it.
They're like, you know Ashanti? I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, my own girl, you're right over at the corner. But the one thing she used to make fun of me, we went on a trip, and she said, you ask people if they're good, like every 4 minutes. You good?
Yeah.
Oh, you need something? You good? You good? You good? You good?
Yeah. But that's facts, definitely.
It's just facts. Like, I'm just making sure because I'm Gucci. I'm always Gucci. I'm always good. And sometimes I'm not. It's okay to be not okay. Right. But I've done the work to know what I need to do when I'm not okay. I'm gonna be here for a little bit. I'm gonna talk to a couple mentors. I'm gonna talk to my homegirl. I'm gonna go feed the homeless. Like, you have to fine tune your story and your hardships and your wins and your L's to work for you, because we all have, like I said, this is a unique, amazing, beautiful life that we're all blessed to live every day that we wake up. So it's like, wake up and do nothing. Okay. Wake up and do the most. Okay. Like, whatever feels good, just follow your heart and your gut. Like, I tell people to follow their happiness. You know, don't get it twisted. Sometimes you happy just in the strip club throwing all your money away with the bottles and stuff. Maybe not all the time, but
maybe in spurts.
Maybe in spurts.
Sporadic.
So yeah, that's really it for me. So.
Word. And I'll tell you this just to add some more flowers to you. I remember you told me, a few stories about like a lot of the wealthy guys who came at you. And again, Mike, these guys are like, the bag is huge.
Man, they got the bread. Okay.
And she was like, no. You know what I mean? So that's a testament to you. Again, you trust in yourself. You want to build yourself, not have to depend on anybody. You on your own shit. So I tip my hat off to you for that, cuz. And
I could have been a little rich bitch in the hills 10 years ago, but really, but again, to that too, when it comes to women, like one of my mentors, my oldest brother, this is so funny because I didn't, at first it took me a second to like, wait, what? My brother, when I moved here in 09, I don't know, 2010, oldest brother, one of my first mentors, love him to death. He straight up told me, don't move down. They were all scared. They were all, I'm the little sister, I'm the youngest. I'm the most adventurous, I think, out of the group of kids. So I'm in Trinidad. I'm over here. I'm wilding. I'm out. I'm gonna live this life.
Right.
And my brother told me this, and it sat with me, and it said, certain sentences will forever be imprinted in your memory that will help shape your journey. So try to have your shit together enough so you can hold on to the gems. So this was one of those gems that now I have so much respect because I didn't use my assets. You know what I mean? Which I feel like is really pumped into women now with media.
For sure.
Be a bad bitch and someone's gonna take care of you and your problems. Like that's, I think, what a lot of people, and men are doing it too. Men, we hate a gold digger, but then that's all they go for.
Absolutely.
So,
hey man, we try and get that PS5, man.
Okay. Get me a girl one, I'm gonna get one too. But my brother straight up, when I said, hey, I'm moving to LA, by the way, y'all, I'm out. DJ said, come, it was like a serious moment. I was like, oh shit, when he gets serious, I'm like, here we go. My brother said, yo, all I'm telling you is this. You are way too smart to just go down there and become somebody's basketball wife.
That's hard.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't even want to be on. I'm thinking he wants me to be on the show. I mean, I'm 23 at the time. So I'm like, what? And he said it again. He was like, you're too smart to just go down there to be somebody's basketball wife. So use your brain. You know what I mean? Use this brain. Don't let nobody run you. Use what you have. You have all of this knowledge up here. Like, don't waste it. So that's why I always tell, I'm very prideful when it comes to, I didn't do nothing strange for no change down here. You know, I'm a very sexually liberated person. But as far as any of that, hey, don't eat where you shit. Is that the thing? Whatever.
Don't shit where you eat.
You know what I mean? So like, I always kept it business. Right. I friend zone everybody. So don't feel bad if you're listening to this, you're trying to holler at your girl. Everybody gets friend zoned. And then we categorize what it is that and I think if people, because I do that, I have so much more respect. I walk into a room full of men in the music industry, dressed however I want, because a woman can dress any which way that they want, and it does not decline or increase their intelligence, right? I'm going to say that again. A woman can wear or do anything that they want. It does not make her any less educated or powerful.
Right.
That's something that I love to preach to the girls, because again, oh, you can't wear that because you got cleavage. What the fuck am I supposed to do with this? I don't know. Turtlenecks is 90 degrees. I'm not doing it because y'all are not my issue, player. You figure out your own shit.
Right.
But I can walk into any room dressed however I want, in my authentic self, sexy, hood, whatever, does not matter. And I get respect because I did not rely on my sexual power to place a value on myself. Does that make sense?
Good. Right. That's good.
So I always implore women, one, you don't gotta be a bot. You don't have to, okay, I work in a boardroom, so I have to wear a grandma suit. Be you. But then be educated enough to understand and relate to people and tell them, yo, you're not going to treat me any type of way other than respectfully, because I'm speaking to you, I am looking at you, I have the credentials, we are doing this. Right. But man, I mean, listen, the pandemic hit, and I'm like, man, you know what? I probably should have went on that date.
So, cuz, tell everybody Tell everybody where they can find you, all of your businesses, give the website, the whole nine.
Oh, nine, give it up.
4 minutes. I'm kidding. My favorite social media right now is Instagram. I'm always on IG, so you can hit me on there. All of my social media ats are the same. It's going to be Miss MS_Tabor, TAB as in boy, ER.
We got it at the bottom.
The website is coming soon. So yeah, my website, MissTabor.com. I'm working on some podcasts. I'm going to throw in a Podclass just because y'all just hit me to the name. It's amazing. So everything's going to be on my website, MissTabor.com. I'm bringing in some merch.
Okay.
Just started a production company. Please visit Miss Bloom Organics. This glow, this skin that you guys are getting into, it's from my vegan skincare line. So put good stuff on you and in you. Your skin is your biggest organ. So, you can drink all this green juice, but if you put in that,
I'll be hitting you up to get me right. Don't worry about that.
Gasoline is the worst. Don't do it. But anyway, MissBloom.com. What else? Girls Make Beats to help with the mentorship. We're doing a lot of things. Shout out to all my girlies. We just graduated 60 girls from all over the world this time.
Beautiful.
Quarantine. Engineer, producers, and DJs. So shout out to all my boos and my mixtape coming soon. I'm just kidding.
Hilarious.
I'm about to say drop a couple bars real quick then.
No, but real quick too, I saw you tweeted something a couple of days ago talking about just because you went viral on TikTok, that doesn't make you a rapper. Oh my God. I'm like, yo, man, say that louder for the people in the back, because it seems like anytime somebody does something and they get some buzz, it's like that buzz solidifies them. It's like
everybody want to go viral now, man.
You gotta put the work in, man. That's what it's all about.
There's no work, and that's what, like I said, that's what the labels are starting. The young Black executives in the music industry hear it, feel it, and see it. They want to make a change to where it's like, nah, man, I'm sorry if you're an A&R or whatever. If this offends you, I don't give a fuck. What I'm saying is this: you have to let these artists actually develop some actual skill. I mean, like I said, I could rap. I know all the writers, I know all the engineers, I know all the producers, I know everybody. So if I really wanted to turn around and put a mixtape out, it's probably gonna be slapping. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be fire, y'all. But you gotta do the work. I've been in the game for 10 years, so that's why I can do something like that.
Yeah.
The proof is in the pudding. There's a million ways people say it. The lesson that you are seeking is in the work you're avoiding.
Right. There you go.
I like that. That's a bar right there.
That is that 1000%. And this is not a teachable thing. Like, the music industry is it's like a loop. It's there's not if you do A, B, and C, you're gonna get D. Right. No, I started at D and now I'm doing B, and then C might happen, but I don't care if it does or not. Oh, damn, we're doing C. Like, that is how. So I can't give you the answer to make you successful. You have it in you, though. You just have to open it up and tap in. And just know the one thing that I said, let me look, I tweeted it because it was on my heart and in my head. Let me see, I tweeted.
Hey, what up, family? So if you like to see more content like this, as well as receive more game to get yourself on the road to financial freedom, make sure you go to GMCLUV.com. That's GMCLove.com, and sign up for our financial motivation course and get at least $1,200 back when you invite a friend to the course. Again, that is GMCLUV.com, right here on my shirt. And if you like hoodies like this, make sure you go to GMCLUVmerch.com. That's GMCLovemerch.com. Get yourself a hoodie, sweatshirt, t-shirt. Show some love. This is what it's all about. Group economics. And enjoy the rest of the podcast.
Oh, there's a difference between being happy and being distracted from your sadness. So I know I've been preaching a lot about happy, right? I've been talking a lot about happy, but just know, like, destination happiness is real. Running from your problems is real. You have to do the work. It's at the end of the day, whether it's happiness, whether it's your job, whether it's your relationships, any of that, you gotta do the work. And sometimes the work is picking up some shit. You know, you got a dog, you gotta pick his shit up. You know, it is what it is. I'm so annoying. But look, at your path is more difficult because your calling is higher. That's the one.
I saw that this morning. Yeah.
On this year is we've all had a really hard year.
Right.
And it's been difficult. I don't care if you're rich, you're poor, you're this, you're that, whether it was your mental, whether it was your bank account. It has been a very difficult year for everybody. With the George Floyd, with the protests, with the uprisings, all of these things, we are all, especially us Black people. So don't look at it as a crutch. I said in the beginning, your skin is not a crutch. Your skin is actually a gift. So pour into your gift.
There you go.
And remember, we can sit here and complain about it all. Guess what? It's still going to be there when you're done complaining. So get it out of your system. Complain. Vote. Cry. Fellas, cry. It's very healthy. Cry for no reason. If you're frustrated, scream, yell, do whatever. But know that your journey is difficult because your calling is way higher, yo. This is fire. I'm super proud of you guys. This is amazing.
Absolutely. Appreciate
Podclass. I love that. This is so dope.
that.
I love that you're showing love to the ladies. Again, it's amazing to see the support now that we're getting with Breonna Taylor and all that from you fellas. I feel like even for myself, sometimes it was just like, man, I don't feel like these brothers really, I feel like they trying to fight us. We don't want to fight y'all. Really speaking speaking as a Black woman to two Black men who have very bright futures. We want it. We might be a little feisty or a little spicy sometimes, but it's always for the benefit and the upgrade of us. You feel me?
Sure,
it's always for us, because that's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to do.
I love that.
Add the seasoning, y'all.
Man.
Got the meat, I'm gonna season it up. We eating. The cookout is lit.
Everybody eats B. Man, cuz thank you so much for doing this.
Definitely appreciate it.
Man, this was definitely appreciated.
This is amazing.
And man, listen, I'll see you at the top, because you know me and you, we still got business to handle anyway.
I actually need to call you about a lot of stuff, because we got some shit to talk about.
We'll be out there
we'll actually be out there soon.
We'll be out there
so
soon to come see
we'll
you
all
in
link
person,
up.
so don't worry about that.
Well, I mean, you guys can text me, let me know.
I got you.
I'm going to Alaska next week.
Alaska.
I'm going to Mexico next month. I might go to Mexico again in December, y'all. So shit.
Hey, can I get a couple dollars? We just want to go on the trip real quick. I mean, you want to go to Atlantic City, you know.
Y'all want to rent my spot, because I'm gonna be gone.
Hilarious.
No,
Well,
I appreciate it.
well, I mean,
Airbnb right here.
No, but definitely keep doing your thing, man. You're
Yes,
very
indeed.
inspirational, man. Your story is amazing, man, for sure.
Like I said, I don't even think I told this, because it took me a long time. You guys can edit and clip it. Being vulnerable and open about your L's is a crucial part of growing.
No, for sure.
absolutely.
I literally love opening up and being more vulnerable about the things that I didn't do successfully when I talk to people. Because one, it shows them that it's okay for them to talk about the things that they didn't, you know. But then two, it reminds them of the lesson that they learned. And three, it's just like, it just feels good to be like, damn, I did that. You did that. You gotta hype yourself up. You have to be your biggest motivator. And
For sure.
vulnerability and being open. Like I said, we talked about it on Zoe's show. My divorce. I was embarrassed. I was upset. I was sad. I was like, I'm a failure. The world, this is crazy. I'm in that statistic. I'm a statistic now. Oh, he's failed marriage. And then we brought my ex on the show.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Oh, I remember that show.
And I'm like,
yeah.
I was like, yo, I didn't think he would. He was like, yeah, let's do it. And we both, after, we were like, that was dope.
Yeah.
Two, one, we're teaching everybody else. It's an example. Like, always be an example. Whether and it doesn't matter how, you just be an example of whatever it is that you're trying to add to this world.
Right.
That's what you know what I mean? Like, that's all I strive to do, is be the change you wish to see in the world. I want more women to feel comfortable being in their skin, being a boss, being sexy, being chubby, being funny. Like, there were times where I wouldn't tell a joke because people were like, "You're too cute to tell a joke." That's why my production company is called Pretty Funny, because I'm kind of funny and I'm kind of pretty. You know what I mean? Like, but people told me you can't be both. I said, what the hell? But I am. What are you talking about? Like, you're literally telling me that, ice cream doesn't exist, but I'm eating it. But that don't make no sense.
Hilarious.
I digress. I chop it up. I talking shit, but this has been fire. I appreciate it.
Thank you for doing this.
Smile more, you guys. Smile more. Open up and be vulnerable. Remember, 2 L's equals a W.
Hey, there you go.
So that's what I always let people know. 2 L's equal a W. So you might have to learn that lesson twice. The L is for lesson. 2 L's make a W. You will always win. You have that mentality. So don't trip, baby.
There you go.
You got you.
I'm stealing it. Again, cuz thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing this. And again, you've been a huge inspiration to me,
Sure.
and as well as the people who will be watching this, like, they can learn a lot from you. So once again, MissTaber.com, MissBloom.com, GirlsMakeBeats.com. What else you got?
Production is coming, but that's gonna probably be consulting. I got a studio referral business, outside A&R stuff. If you want business coaching, I'm gonna start doing business coaching. You gotta pay for it though, baby. I'm not doing it.
Absolutely.
Ain't nothing free. Get your money.
Merch. We're working on a book. We're doing everything.
There you go.
There you go.
That's what we about to build and do. But I appreciate you guys.
Oh, no problem.
Stay safe. Wear the masks. Wash your hands. Vote. Educate yourself on your vote as well. Don't because somebody that your favorite rapper said he's voting for them.
Right.
Vote.
Do your research.
Think for yourself.
Do your research.
For sure.
So it's not just about the president. Really look into your region and where you are and make change for these kids, with their schools, with women's rights, with all. I'm trying to tell you, there's a lot more to voting than just the president's.
Absolutely.
And people that can really actually direct change are going to be the ones that are in your region. So pay attention to those Prop 21s and all those props, and do your research, because it's going to be, 2021 is going to be an interesting roller coaster ride for all of us.
Absolutely.
We got to do the work now together. So vote. I appreciate you guys so much. To your mom and everybody, I said hello.
You do the same, and let's talk tonight.
100%. It's go time. Like I said, I'm finally getting out of after these next vacations. I'm finally getting back to, all right, it's grind time. Even though everybody's like, you've been grinding, I'm like, I've been at the pool, y'all, but you okay?
Right.
And I'll be sitting like looking at your Instagram on Sundays. I'm like, damn. She be sitting by the pool and she got the Miss Bloom glisten all over her body, and it's like, yo, man, I'm jealous because I want to be in the pool too, but it's cold out here. So
today and tomorrow, and I think it's gonna be 80.
Must be nice.
Shout out to my artists, my super talented artists.
Oh, I see your collection back there. I like that Leo one. That Leo one stuff. Oh,
look, I know him.
Man.
Right. People want to buy
talents on it. Man, he holding out talents. I didn't even know he get busy like that.
Yeah, that's every time I do an interview, people ask and want to buy it.
So thank you so much.
We'll talk.
All right, cuz.
Bye, y'all.
All right, take it easy.